Most people think they know nude art until a museum in Mexico. Some visitors call it beautiful, others call it offensive. The surprising part? They're often seeing the exact same painting. So why can one piece divide an entire country? Before you choose where you stand, see the story behind the canvas. This debate isn't really about art. It's about how society sees the human body. For some, it is a brave and beautiful exploration of what it means to be human. For others, it is a shocking, offensive display with no place in the public square. So, art or an affront to our values? The moment the gallery doors opened, two very different worlds collided. Some see a profound act of liberation, wonder, stories of joy, vulnerability, resilience. Art, they argue, must push us and start overdue conversations. To them, these forms are about honesty, peeling back layers to reveal our shared humanity. The debate came alive on the sidewalks outside. You could see the passion in people's eyes. Supporters formed a protective circle, celebrating a victory for creative expression. One student said,
"This is not about being naked. This is about being seen."
For so long, certain bodies were hidden or shamed.
This art says, "We are here. We are beautiful. We are real."
Just feet away, parents and elders held a firm, peaceful protest. Their pleas, modesty and sacred family values. I want my children to respect their bodies. Some things are private. This isn't about hating art. It's about protecting innocence. Why must this be where any child could see it? Soon the street debate moved to the airwaves, and the whole nation leaned in. To understand the firestorm, we have to look past the heat and examine the facts. First, the law. Mexico's constitution strongly protects freedom of expression, the legal foundation for artists. Organizers secured permits through proper channels. They didn't break the law, but law also protects the public, especially minors, via strict obscenity provisions. Critics argue the exhibit violates the spirit of those protections. Supporters counter, artistic nudity isn't obscenity. Obscenity often requires lacking serious artistic, literary, political, or scientific value. Here, every piece has context and intent. The nude has a long, complicated history in Mexican art, from pre-Columbian forms to Frida Kahlo and Diego Rivera. Artists use the body to explore identity, politics, revolution, spirituality. Culture lives in people now, not just in books. Tension rises when modesty meets the artistic tradition of the nude. Two authentic truths in one public square. To talk about the work, we must hear the makers. They weren't out to shock, they wanted to communicate. A sculptor from Oaxaca told me, "I create figures that carry the strength and history of women who work the land. Their strength is in posture, their history is in their skin. To me, they're not naked, they're powerful." A young photographer explores identity and belonging in the LGBTQ+ community. For so long, our love and bodies were shamed or made invisible. My work says, we are here. Our love is beautiful. Our bodies are homes, not scandals. This isn't a monolith, it's a chorus. One series honors aging, wrinkles, scars, the passage of time. Another speaks to illness and recovery. Every piece invites a closer, deeper look and a feeling beyond the first glance. The common thread is vulnerability. Love, loss, joy, pain, strength, fragility. To be human is to be vulnerable. Art can lower our walls, just for a moment. Past the headlines, reactions were varied and complex. Some stood for minutes, then softened. Notes filled the comment book. "Thank you for this. Honest, unphotoshopped bodies made me feel less alone, made me feel beautiful." Others walked out, disapproving. Some complained. Distasteful, inappropriate for a public institution. One even staged a personal protest with a scarf. Staff responded with calm professionalism and listening. They amplified advisory signs, nude imagery, mature audiences. More explicit works moved to a separate room, easy to bypass. Parents gained control over routes. Guided tours taught context, technique, and intent. without dictating taste. Dialogue replaced accusation. I still don't know if I like it, but now I understand it. Sometimes understanding is the first step. Today, local can go global in a blink. Social media was gasoline on a spark. One photo, out of context, went viral. Millions weighed in from everywhere. Arteo sin vergüenza trended fast. Outrage, support, misunderstanding flooded feeds. Nuance drowned in hot takes. Supporters posted classical nudes to show tradition. Memes celebrated free expression. Solidarity poured in. Critics shared images with misleading captions and petitions to shut it down. Clergy and influencers' videos spread through family groups and forums. Online outrage looked bigger than the street. Intentions, law, and curation got lost in noise. Debate flattened into freedom versus decency. Social media can connect and divide. It made listening harder when we needed it most. After the shouting, the protests, the headlines, where does that leave us? In the middle of a necessary conversation. It's both art and social debate. Powerful art shows us who we are and where we divide. The real question, how do we live together with both? Host a town hall. Bring artists, parents, legal experts, community leaders, not to debate, but to listen. Teach critical looking, not what to think. At home, respect, freedom, family values, together. Pause, breathe, try to understand the other side. Both the artist and the parent act from conviction and love. The exhibit will close. Paintings and sculptures taken down, but the conversation should continue. How do we balance freedom and community, create spaces both brave and safe? The answer will shape art and our communities. Let's keep talking, together.